Hello, everybody. In this presentation, we're going to look at the three-person mechanics for the upcoming flag football season. Three-person mechanics, what we will use in GHSA for the regular season. As we get towards the playoffs, we will release a four-person mechanics training session to get us prepared for that part of the season. But for now, let's look at three-person mechanics. Some quality officiating philosophies that pertain to a lot of sports, but especially flag football. We always want to box in the play. So when in doubt, take a position that is wider and deeper to keep the players and the action in front of you. At every single down, we want to signal and verify what the down is with other officials. We want to make sure the down box is also accurate every single down. We want to communicate clock status as necessary, especially in that 1 minute where our timing rules significantly change. We want to be very good communicative officials to our coaches, our players, and all parties involved. When we discuss keys and who you're looking at, we want to be familiar with the concept of player, zone, ball. We'll come back to that for sure. And then, like every other sport in GHSA, we want to use preventive officiating whenever possible. Yes, we have flags if we need them, but we also want to be able to preventive officiate when possible. Let's look into mechanics. We're going to look at pre-snap first, and we're going to break down the referee position first, and then we'll go into the line judge, and then we'll go into the back judge. After every single play, the referee is responsible for setting the ball spotters in their right location. And so one ball spotter will be for the offensive line of scrimmage, and the other will be 1 yard apart, and that'll be for the defense. Announce the down and distance and mark the ball ready for play by blowing your whistle. So you will say, first down, line to gain the 20-yard line, tweet, blow your whistle. The referee play procedure an announcement should not really ever prevent a team from snapping the ball quickly. But in the same sense, we want to make sure that everybody is ready, including the three officials. As we start the play clock, and yes, it's a 25-second play clock from the whistle, we want to announce that if we have double stakes, if we have triple stakes, we want to announce those things as well to make sure everybody understands exactly where the line of gain is. Initial positioning, we're going to be opposite the line judge on the same side as the back judge. 7 yards, 7 yards, 7 yards behind, 7 yards wide from the nearest offensive back, and at a 45 angle. Again, if we have to, wider is better in that perspective. We want to be in position to see the snap, the ball, the backs, and then any players near the snapper. So we'll be alert also for false starts, illegal shifts, and we're going to be really big into the blocks in the backfield once we get into the play. As far as the play clock is concerned, we want to communicate when there's 15 seconds, 10 seconds, and then 5, and then count it down with the until we have either snap or a flag for delayed game. So with 5 seconds remaining on the play clock, out loud verbally count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so there's no concern about the play clock status, and the quarterback can't complain about that. Pre-snap for the line judge. Wrapping up the previous play, we want to give the forward progress spot. And just a reminder here, it's where the ball is located when the flag is pulled. It's not where the player is when the flag is pulled. So you'll give that spot to the referee. We'd expect to see you use your downfield foot. We'd also see you expect to give the dead ball signal when given the spot to the referee. Communicate the next down. Make sure we communicate distance to the next down box to the referee as well. That way there's no confusion with the referee. Pre-snap, we're on the line of scrimmage, and we're in the neutral zone. We should have 1 foot on the cone for the offense and 1 foot on the cone for the defense. We want to be as wide as possible to where we're still able to get and officiate the play. If wide receivers line up near you on the sideline, then yes, back off the field. There's no concern with that. We want to be in position to see the snap, the neutral zone players on both sides, line of scrimmage. Again, being aware of incoming substitutions, looking for encroachment, false starts, illegal snaps, illegal formations, illegal shifts, all the above. We want to take responsibility for any aid players, any offensive players going in motion at a snap. Pre-snap for the back judge, finishing up the previous play. If we do get a spot, we want to give that spot to the line judge and then go ahead and back out on a really long play. Would be a time where the back judge would get a spot. As far as pre-snaps on location, we want to take a position that we are approximately 20 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. We always want to be deeper than the deepest defensive back. Okay. We also want to be on the field. So in three-person mechanics, we want to be on the field as a back judge, about 5 yards from the sideline, always wider than the wide receiver. And again, being cautious of being aware of incoming and exiting substitutes. We do want to communicate the clock status as necessary as well as a back judge. All right, let's get into pass plays and running plays, your normal scrimmage plays. And here's a chart, here's a graph, and then we'll look at the actual vocabulary behind what we're talking about here. And so here you can see the referee is opposite the line judge, who is opposite the back judge. The line judge has that sideline that they're on from goal line, from inline to inline. So that line judge, top of your screen, they have the entire sideline over there. Back judge, referee are both responsible for the sideline at the bottom of your screen. The back judge would have the sideline down the field. So although, yes, back judge, you were starting on the field, be cognizant that, yes, you do have responsibilities as that ball approaches the sideline. Here's kind of a zone area coverage of pass and run plays. Let's break it down a little bit. As far as reading keys and understanding keys, the referee's initial key includes the person in position to receive the snap and the blockers in the backfield. Line judge includes a snapper and all plays lined up around their line of scrimmage. The line judge is really responsible for that first initial charge of both players off of their line of scrimmages. And also the wide receivers on their side. The line judge is responsible for the wide receivers on their side of the snapper. Back judge initial keys are those wide receivers on the back judge's side of the snapper. But I will say about reading keys, understanding keys, like any other sport, flag football is the same way, where our keys will significantly change based on the type of play, where the players are, a whole bunch of other things that will change our keys. So after the snap, referee, passing and running plays, be ready for that snap to hit the ground, and if so, we're going to kill the play. After the snap, observe the action around and behind the neutral zone, focus on the quarterback and the blockers around the quarterback. Again, you be very primary responsible for any legal screens, legal blocks in the backfield. We're going to mark the forward progress at the end if the run ends behind the line of scrimmage. So yes, you do have the ball carrier behind the line of scrimmage. You will assist the back judge, like I said on last slide, assist the back judge if the runner goes out of bounds on your sideline near the line of scrimmage or in the backfield. Once the runner advances downfield, remain near the line of scrimmage or neutral zone and officiate the play from behind the play, keeping all players in front of you. Remember, you're going to be the one responsible for bringing the cones up the field, the ball spotters, the line of scrimmage up the field in between plays. So we want to remain wider and deeper than the passer. We want to remain wider and deeper than every other player in the offensive backfield. Unless the pass is thrown immediately at the snap, you're the one who's responsible for ruling on the direction of all passes behind the line of scrimmage. And if in doubt, it is a backwards pass. If in doubt, it is a backwards pass. When the forward pass is thrown, you will announce balls away, balls away, balls away, balls away, and keep your vision on the passer until there's no threat of a foul. Again, referee, you're primarily responsible for roughing the passer and also intentional grounding. If a forward pass is thrown near the line of scrimmage, you're the one who will hustle to the line of that spot, and you will check the legality of that pass. So you'll go to the spot where you thought the ball was thrown from, and then you'll look at the cones to see where the line of scrimmage was. If you are the one, if the pass is thrown beyond the line of scrimmage, you'll drop your flag for illegal forward pass. If in doubt, the pass is always legal. Let's look at the line judge for passing and running plays. After a snap, you're going to hold your position for a second, again, to observe that initial charge of the line players on both sides of the ball and rule on any immediate contact created by either team. Read the movements of your initial keys. If you read run, you're going to hold the neutral zone and observe the screen blockers and defenders ahead of and around the runner. If the pass is thrown immediately at the snap, the line judge is responsible for ruling on the direction of the pass. If you do read pass, leave the line of scrimmage, leave the neutral zone, slide downfield 3 to 5 yards, and observe the middle of the field along with the receivers who are threatened on your sideline. Once the forward pass is thrown, move to a position to see the action of the catch, the contact between the offense and the defense, maintain an outside in look. We want to be wider, the better we are. As the runner advances beyond the neutral zone, keeping in position again to see the legality of all backwards passes. We want to make sure we rule on flag guarding and also illegal contacts downfield. That'll be the primary of the line judge as well. Line judge is primary for forward progress from the neutral zone to about 20 yards downfield. Line judge is also responsible for ruling on line to gain and solely responsible for your sideline, again, said before already, from inline to inline. Let's look at back judge with passing and running plays. Back judge should lead the play to the goal line, should be standing still on the goal line when it gets there. And so we do want to have that outside in look again. We do want the play to be boxed in. We do want to be that 20 yards ahead of the play as much as possible. Again, you're responsible for your sideline as the ball goes downfield. So yes, we do want to move with purpose to where we can float left and right to where we get a better angle to rule on pass interference from sideline to sideline. Line to gain coverage on 3rd and 4th down, still a little different than maybe what some of us are used to before. For the referee, there's no changes on 3rd and 4th down when the line to gain is concerned. The big change becomes with the line judge. If the ball is snapped less than 10 yards or less from the line to gain, the line judge at the snap will go to the line to gain. And the line judge will hold the line to gain until the play is either over, behind the line to gain, or the ball goes beyond and the line to gain is no longer threatened. So again, the line to gain on 3rd and 4th down for 10 yards or less, we want the line judge to be at the line to gain, and that way he or she can rule on the line to gain accordingly. Again, the back judge and the referee, no change on line to gain coverages. Let's look at goal line plays next and try plays. We're going to treat them very similar in the fact that the goal line is the most important line on the field. And so we see here the back judge on the end line judge will be on the line of scrimmage at the snap. We'll go to the goal line. Referee, not a whole lot changes for you. We do have a lot more players in a condensed area, so it is important to find that threat, stay with the threat longer if possible. So goal line coverages and try coverages, the referee, your keys, position, your coverage is the exact same thing we've already been discussing. You're 7-7 from the nearest back. You're staying wide, keeping the play boxed in. Line judge, again, this is where a big change for line judges is. The ball is snapped on the 10-yard line or inside. The line judge at the snap immediately will go to the goal line. Again, same idea here. Hold your position on the goal line and rule either touchdown or forward progress short of the goal line. Back judge, when we are ball snapped from the 10-yard line or in, you will be on the end line. So 10-yard line and in, line judge has goal line, 10-yard and in, back judge has in line. And again, we want to be off the sideline a little bit. Again, don't leave players behind you, and we don't want to leave the in line until the ball becomes dead by rule or to change of possession, right? So we want to be on the in line as long as the in line is threatened. While we're talking about goal line mechanics, let's talk about reverse goal line mechanics. And this is when the ball is snapped at the 10-yard line or in. So this is the offense at the 10-yard, their own 10-yard line or less going out. For the referee, if the ball is snapped there on the 10-yard line or in, start on the in line. Go ahead and hold that in line as long as it's no longer threatened. For line judges, you're responsible for the goal line. So the ball is snapped on the inside or on the 10-yard line, hustle the goal line immediately, making sure the goal line is no longer threatened, and then we go up the field. Back judges, just understand that although, yes, you're in the same position, you're that 20 yards off the line of scrimmage, the line judge is occupied by the goal line. So expand your coverage area to where you can help out the line judge because, again, the line judge is kind of shifting backwards behind the play per se, and so that kind of puts a little more responsibility on the back judge as far as coverage of areas. All right, so reverse mechanics. Again, this is anytime we have a change of possession. So it's going to be a punt. It's going to be an interception. You get the idea. And so basically we're going to flip-flop the referee and the back judge responsibilities on reverse mechanics. So the referee now is responsible for leading the play to the goal line. We want the referee to be on the goal line as the ball crosses the goal line or ruling the runner short. Line judge, nothing changes here. You still have spots. You still have your sideline. No big deal. Back judge, again, we're reversing with the referee. So now you are the trail official. Let the play go in front of you. Stay behind the play. Maintain responsibility, again, for your sideline. And again, if appropriate, pick up the ball spotters and help the referee with that as the play goes back upfield. All right, punt plays. And this is a very unique set of rules that pertain to flag football only. So we need to lock in a little bit to the rule sections as it relates to punts. But today, again, we're looking at mechanics. We can see the referee, again, no big change for them. The line judge, not a whole lot of change there for them. The only big change is the back judge, really sliding further back downfield to help cover where the returners are. For the referee, again, the only main change for referees on 4th down is we're going to ask the coach and the captain if they want to punt or to go for it, right? So there's no fake punt. They have to announce if they're going to kick the football. And so this needs to be communicated with all players and coaches on both sidelines. So as you mark the ball ready for play, you will say 4th down, the line to gain is a 20. The offense has elected to kick, and then blow your ready for play tweet when we're ready to go. So again, inform both players if we can, both teams. Again, preventive officiating here, especially early on in the season. Let's make sure that nobody rushes, nobody goes downfield, nobody enters the neutral zone until the ball is punted. And again, telling your kicker to kick the ball pretty quickly, right? They don't need to hold the ball as soon as they get it. They need to kick it. Your initial keys, again, referee, don't change between punt plays and scrimmage plays. We are looking for, obviously, the snap hitting the ground. We want to make sure that if the snap does hit the ground, that we are killing the play there. If the punt does go out of bounds in the air, you be the one who will line up the wing official by chopping your arm as that official gets to the out of bounds spot. And again, this is a change of possession. So once the punt is caught, we will utilize reverse mechanics. Punt plays for line judge. Initial keys, positioning does not change. What does change, obviously, is we need to be able to rule on if the kick crosses the line of scrimmage or does not. So we need to hold the line of scrimmage, the ball crosses the line of scrimmage. If the kick is short and takes, then you will take responsibility for the receiver and drop the beanbag where the kick ends. As the ball goes out of bounds in the air, you'd be the one who would help chop in, mark the spot from the referee, as we discussed on the previous slide. Once the runner catches up to you, officiate the play as normal. So again, not a whole lot of mechanics change for line judges. Just again, 2 point of emphasis. One, we need to make sure the ball crosses. We need to rule on if the ball crosses the line of scrimmage or not. And then also out of bounds punts in the air, you're responsible for your sideline. Again, once the punt is caught, we will utilize reverse mechanics. Punt plays for back judges. The initial position will change. 3 yards from the deepest receiver and at least 10 yards wide. So again, wider is better. We want to keep that play boxed in and stay out of the way of the players. If the deepest receiver line up on the 10-yard line or inside, then yes, stay on the goal line. Again, wider is better, especially on this particular situation to get a better angle. After the snap, you want to maintain a 45-degree angle from the receiver while the ball is in flight. So although we're not ball watching, we need to know where the ball is. That way, if the receiver runs upfield and the ball goes over their head, we're not running upfield and the ball's behind us. Once the ball is caught, yes, drop the beanbag with the kick ends. We still do have PSK type of fouls. So the beanbag on possession is important. We do want to observe blockers around the runner. Again, this is reverse mechanics. So you're responsible for R's goal line, and the referee is responsible for K's goal line. If the punt is kicked out of bounds on the ground, you have a spot. If the punt is kicked out of bounds in the air, you have that sideline. So you would go to the sideline, walk up the sideline, and move until the referee chops you into the spot. A couple of last topics here that pertain to the whole crew. Penalty enforcement, all officials are responsible for properly enforcing penalties. When we enforce penalties improperly, that reflects poorly on the entire officiating crew, and it's unacceptable. So let's make sure we do a good job here of communicating not only with the coaches about what the options are, but also make sure the entire crew knows what the penalty is and what the enforcement should be. Referee, you're going to be the one who announces the penalties, obviously. Holding on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, it'll still be 2nd down. You're going to be the one who is going to pick up the ball spotters, and you're going to walk off the penalty and the distance from the flag or the previous spot or wherever you're enforcing the spots from. So you can give the announcement, walk the spotters off. If you feel like you want to give another announcement, go ahead and do that as well. And then you'll go back to your pre-snap routine about announcing down and distance before blowing the referee play. Line judge, you're going to make sure the down box is not moved until the penalty administration is complete. So during your pregame, line judge with the down box operator, let's make sure that they understand slower is better, especially on penalty enforcement. But line judge, you're going to step off the correct yardage independent of the referee. So there's a little bit of a checks and balance there with the two. And then back judges, again, making sure the whole thing, the players are out of the way if need be. Back judge making sure that we are walking from the right distance and we're going the right spot. So back judge is kind of the last line of defense. And miscellaneous ideas, all officials are responsible for counting the number of players and flag belts to verify the legality of each team. So, if we have 8 players on the field, that should never happen because we have multiple officials counting. If someone does not have a flag belt on at the beginning of the play, again, that should not happen because we have multiple officials, multiple viewpoints checking out the legality of each team. So all officials responsible for counting the 7, all officials responsible for counting the flag belts. Let's not let that be missed this year. Again, I've already said one time, but again, when determining forward progress, the forward progress point is where the ball is, not the player. So let's make sure that we understand the difference there. And then I mentioned it on the last slide, but in conclusion here, line judge responsible for supervising the down box operator should be provided by the school. Let's make sure that they have a little bit of pregame. They kind of know what their responsibilities are. That on tries, they go to the spot where we're going to have the try from. On the down box, the try should say how many points the offense is going for. So if we're going for 3, we should have 3 on the down box. So line judge, again, good opportunity for a good pregame. That concludes the 2020 three-person mechanics. I hope it was very helpful for you. Hope it was worth your time. I hope this gives a good look into how we should officiate the game of flag football as it relates to the upcoming season for GHSA. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Good luck this season.